Flyweight beef here, meat boy, and I'm curious to see if Muhammad Mokaev can remain undefeated because the last time this dude fought in Abu Dhabi, it was an easy light work finish over Malcolm Gordon. And last time we saw him, it was earlier this year in March. I was actually there live, and he almost, I don't want to say he almost lost to Jafel Filio, but there was a dangerous moment for sure. And there was moments when Filio, it looked like he was like hyperextending Mokaev's knee, but somehow Mokaev gritted it out, and then ultimately, he got the third round finish of his own, so it was a great meat lock for us and another great win for Mokaev. And he's taking on Tim Elliott, who is kind of like the GM3 of flyweights. This dude's been there, done that. If you want to see how good you are, throw him up against Tim Elliott, see how you do. But Tim Elliott lately has been looking pretty nice. Took Victor Altamirano out pretty easy light work with a unanimous decision and cashed as a decent dog against Tagir Ulanbekov before that. And that was a fight that a lot of people were really pumping up Tagir Ulanbekov, but Tim Elliott really dominated and looked pretty good in that fight. So don't look now, but he's 1-4-5, and his only losses against Matthias Nicolau, who's like a top 10 guy at the division. So in this one, do you think Tim Elliott is going to present some legitimate challenges to Muhammad Mokaev, or is Mokaev going to be still undefeated after this, and the minus 455 spot makes sense for Muhammad? What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is a very fun fight. Um, I like this matchup for Mokaev. I think this is definitely a nice levels test. They're not pushing him too much, but they're also not giving him a layup. This is a tough fight. Tim Elliott is no joke, and Tim is on a nice two-fight win streak. But I think Mokaev is going to absolutely dominate. He just seems like one of those prodigy 23-year-olds that looks like he's been fighting his whole life, and he has got 40 years of experience, but yet he's only 23, which still blows my mind. Um, on the other hand, it wouldn't surprise me if Tim Elliott snuffs him in the first round, kind of like Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. A lot of these younger hype kids have been absolutely dethroned, so nothing surprises me. But I gotta ride the Punisher until he shows me that he just isn't the guy. But so far, he's been showing that he's the real deal.
Yeah, it's been nothing but impressive for the Punisher so far. And if we remember, this is a guy who's been working with Tom Aspinall since he was essentially like a kid. And Tom Aspinall vouches for the Punisher and says that the championship mindset and air that surrounds Muhammad Mokaev has been there since the first day he ever met him. So to Aspinall, this is a legitimate prodigy. And if you have the endorsement of Tom Aspinall, for me, that says a lot about how good you must be. And Tim Elliott is a guy who you never want to count him out. Like, I don't feel great about Muhammad Mokaev just because of the odds, but in theory, he should get this one done. And I'm curious, Meat Boy. We know Tim Elliott as like a grinder. He can push the pace, make it gritty, can wrestle if he needs to. If these guys grapple, and I anticipate this fight featuring a lot of grappling, what does that look like? Do you anticipate, even though Tim Elliott is historically a pretty strong wrestler, to still get ragdolled by Muhammad?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the only I think that's gonna be the best path for Muhammad. Honestly, if Muhammad can't grapple, I don't know. Tim's pretty sharp on the feet too. This will be very interesting, but I would feel more confident if Muhammad can out grapple Tim Elliott because I don't look at Tim Elliott as this world class grappler. While I could maybe see, Tom Aspinall's 125 protege being a world class or upgrading to a world class grappler.
Yeah, he might just be a better version of Tim Elliott everywhere, even though Tim Elliott is pretty well rounded and doesn't have many deficiencies for sure. So I'm with you, me boy. I'm going to take Mokaev. I'm going to be looking at the finished props to see what it looks like, but it's not going to surprise me if Tim Elliott survives the full 15 because historically Tim Elliott is pretty difficult to finish. I mean, Roy Val was able to do it. Your boy Figgy did so, and that's basically it. So Tim Elliott's a guy. I mean, he even went the distance in a championship contest against Demetrius. So a guy who can survive dangerous moments, but we'll check out the numbers. Either way, they'll meet with you all the way. I like Mokaev to continue the streak, and I love the matchmaking in this one too, because by no means is Tim Elliott a layup. And after this one, if he gets through Tim Elliott, then there are a lot of cool fights for Mokaev coming up. So I'm with you. I'm gonna go Mokaev by finish, but maybe fake decision. Any last thoughts?
No, 100%. I like that. And don't look how much you taking and why. Smash me, subscribe.